Hi everyone. Today, I would like to talk about campaign logos and slogans. What are the good ones and what are the winning features of the campaign logos and slogans, and how we can apply these principles to tell which candidate may most likely win. Okay, so the principles that I apply here, I try to come up with an objective principle. Okay, so and hopefully that can be applied across the parties, and of course everyone can come up with his or her own principles, but here are the principles that I think are very effective and logically reasonable. It's okay for you to disagree, but let me just tell you what I think. So based on my observation, historically, the winning campaign logos would necessarily have to have the last name of the president. Okay, if you find a counterexample, just let me know. Maybe there is, but at least I think most of the winning campaign logos bear the last name of the presidents. Okay, and so that's my first principle: is the campaign logo has to contain the last name, and better yet, only the last name. Okay, don't do both first name and last name. I think there might be one or two exceptions where both first name and last name appeared. For example, Jimmy Carter, I think maybe is the case, but the majority doesn't have both, only the last name. Okay, so last name last. Okay, so that's the first principle. So if we apply that principle and we look at the campaign logos in 2016, you can see that immediately we can tell Bernie will be a loser, right? Jeb will be a loser. Lincoln Chafee would be a loser. Ted Cruz will be a loser, right? And the second principle, remember, is abbreviations will be loser. So OM or H, Hillary, will be loser. Okay, so that's pretty accurate. Yeah, and let's look at the winning one. Okay, of course everyone knows it's Trump, right? So that works pretty well. And if we apply that to the campaign logos 2020, what do we have? Okay, so immediately we can rule out Bernie. Sorry, Bernie. And we can also rule out. Okay, I'm not going to talk about those candidates who are non-factors like Delaney and Hickenlooper, Gibran, Inslee. Okay, so Pete, I'm sorry, that's the first name, and Beto, sorry, first name, and Amy. Yeah, bye-bye, sorry. And Corey. And we see that Corey has been struggling to be kept on the debate stage. So he may drop out soon. We don't know, but that's predictable. And Tulsi, I'm sorry. I really like Tulsi. I think she is actually one of the most interesting ones this year, but just because of the first name, and I already said the rule, so that's a sorry. Julian, of course, is a non-factor. I'm sorry. Joe Biden. Okay. Hey Joe, you have this little Joe here, which disqualifies you, right? Just according to the rule that the principle that I put up front. So that's another sorry. So the only meaningful ones remains would be Yang and Warren. Like Kamala Harris, both first name and last name, and that's a no. And of course, she dropped out as well, although she claimed to be a top-tier candidate. So that's actually pretty good. And Marianne Williamson, of course, that's first name is a no. Okay, so that's pretty good and nice and easy. We have only Yan and Warren. Okay, now let's actually take a look at another aspect of the campaign, which is the slogans and pitches, right? So here are the principles. If the pitch is too difficult to comprehend and for people to appreciate, that's a no. Okay, and so if the slogan or the pitch cannot touch me in 2 seconds, right? Cannot make me appreciate in 2 seconds. That's a no. And if there's too much personal attack, like Trump is bad, we have to defeat Trump. We can't have another 4 years of Trump, something like that. That's a no-no. That's too partisan and too much personal attack. Okay, and slogans or pitches that has too much ego in it, that's a no as well. For example, things like I'll fight for you. Okay, yeah, something like that. That's too much ego. That's like I need to be your president so I can fight for you. All right. So what are the good ones? So I'm saying here, if the slogan or pitches are written in from the perspectives of people, that's a yes. Okay. So and if that something can directly benefit in people, so people can immediately realize, oh, this is really good for us, then that's a yes. And if it is presenting a positive vision to the American people, that's a yes. Okay. So if we apply these principles, let's take a look at again slogans in 2016. All right, a future to believe in, Bernie Sanders. I mean, this one is not too much ego. It's but it's not too easy to understand. A future, what kind of future, right? And feel the burn. Okay, feel the burn is is easy to understand. I mean, well, yes and no, but it's kind of an interesting one. And it indicates that this is a movement, this is a revolution. I'm gonna burn the place to the ground. Okay, that's all right, but it's kind of scary to some people, right? It's not. I mean, not everyone wants a revolution. So maybe half the country is okay with being, too far left, the socialism, but half of them are not okay. So it's not, it's not bipartisan in that sense. Okay, so that's it's not a winner, definitely. And Hillary for America, again, that's too much ego, right? That's like, I, Hillary Clinton, will have to be your president because I'm for America. That's a no-no. And of course, Hillary lost. Forward together. Okay, this one is interesting. I mean, this one is kind of, positive. I like it, but unfortunately, it's probably one of the only good ones. It's the only good one out of many from Hillary. Fighting for us. Okay. That one is okay. It's kind of from the perspective of people, but I mean, on the other hand, it's just I will fight for you. So still some ego there. I'm with her. That's not particularly good. It's I'm with her. It would be like, is that a fair? All right. But they try. I mean, I can see that why they do that is because that feels like from the people's point of view, from the people's perspective. Stronger together. I mean, it sounds good, but what do you mean by stronger, right? Are we weak? In what way? How are you going to make us stronger? It's vague. It's a lot of people are suffering, right? They're like 70-80% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. How do we get stronger when we're suffering economically? All right, so that's not particularly good. When they go low, we go high. That sounds I mean, it sounds good at the beginning, but it also sounds like I can smell marijuana. Anyways, okay. Last but not least, love trumps hate. Okay, this one is the worst, and here's why. Love trumps hate Hillary. Let's take a look. Love trumps hate Hillary. It'd be like love trumps hate Hillary. Oh gosh. It's not good. Of course, here's the winning one. Make America great again. Okay, so that is actually very, very good, right? Because it presents a positive vision. It gives you hope. Make America great again, because people feel, we're not okay. America is in trouble. It's not great anymore. But Trump comes in and say, I can make America great again if you elect me. And that's partly why Trump won the election. Okay, so let's let's have a quick overview of the principles, and then we move on to this year's campaign slogans and pitches. Okay, so yes and no's are here. Let's take a look at the campaign logos this year. Okay, I'm going to skip some of the losers, okay, like Mark Bennett and, okay, Joe Biden. Our best days still lie ahead. Wait, no, Joe, stop lying. Okay, I can feel that Joe Biden is saying, oh, I'm going to cure cancer, I'm going to cure Alzheimer's, and I'm going to legalize marijuana, and our best days still lie ahead, he's basically going to cure every disease that would take up his life in the next several years. Anyways, let's see. Mike Bloomberg. Okay, so that's a no, right? Because it has the first name. The slogan. I mean, the logo. A new choice for Democrats. Okay, you're being honest, but how can people benefit from that? That's the question. And Corey 2020, we rise. Oh, okay. That sounds like, together we go high. Not particularly good. How do we rise? Like, rise to where? Rise to what level? Pete Buttigieg, a fresh start for America. Okay, first of all, this first name only, so that's a no. A fresh start. Okay, so what kind of a fresh start? Is it like, like Bernie, burn this to the ground and build a new one? Or, what kind of fresh start? And second, you don't use the last name, and that's not very good. And that's actually almost a losing strategy. And plus, your name is so difficult to pronounce. Let's hear this very quick. This is from Trevor Noah, Daily Show.
A lot of people are asking, how do you pronounce this guy's name? It's pronounced Pete. Okay? It's like peaches, but you just stop. All right? Pete. That's it. Oh, and as for his last name, we're still figuring that one out.
Pete Buttigieg.
South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I always say his name wrong. Buttigieg.
Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Peter Buttigieg, the mayor of Indianapolis.
Best way to pronounce your last name.
Buttigieg, but around South Bend they just call me Mayor Pete, and that's fine with me.
Oh, thank God, Mayor Pete. We'll take Mayor Pete. Yeah, because people are really struggling with this one. It's not Buddha Edge, it's not Buddha J, and it's definitely not Butt Tag. That was a weird one, Butt Tag? Butt Tag is actually the name of another movie that Hickenlooper saw with his mom. That's what that is.
Okay. So it's not Buttigieg either. So you have to have a name that's easy to pronounce that will help people. Anyways, and it has to be in the logo. All right, Julian Castro, One Nation, One Destiny. That's just mediocre. What kind of destiny? One destiny. And he's kind of blaming Trump for dividing the nation, which is against the rule. And John Delaney, non-factor. Tulsi Gabbard, Lead with Love. Like I said, I like Tulsi, and this is kind of a positive vision. Give her that, but it's kind of vague too. How do people benefit from that? It's like it has ego in there, right? I will lead with love, right? It's you, Tulsi, and this Amy, same thing. Amy for America is ego driven. Devil for all, ego driven. Bernie, not me, us. Okay, I like it. This is not ego driven. But again, Bernie, you don't have your last name here. Okay, Tom Steyer. Tom, that's a no-no. There's nothing more powerful than the unified voice of the American people. Well, that's too long, first of all. And second, you're saying, that right now it's not unified. You're blaming Trump. And actually, people know that Tom has been, advocating for impeachment for years. So that's a no. Every time you talk about Trump, Democrats are losing, according to Andrew Yang, because we're not presenting a positive vision for American people. We're wasting time, and that would actually just galvanize Trump's base. Warren, we will rebuild the middle class. Well, you're dodging on the question. Will the tax raise under your plan? We persist. Okay, so what? Win with Warren. Too much ego. Marianne, well, first name only. Join the evolution. Okay, that's like Bernie's join the revolution, right? It's Yang 2020. Humanity first. That is the best of the best. Humanity first. That's a superior vision. And I'll point out later that actually recently there's a pastor from Iowa, Steve Blower, who came out to endorse Yang, and he had this awesome channel where he explained that Andrew Yang's values are very much consistent with Christian values. And he almost wanted to have this humanity first as his, in his church. Okay. Republicans. Okay, so the only only one worth mentioning is Trump. So Trump is Make America Great Again, was Make America Great Again, and now it becomes Keep America Great. Okay, it was not written here. Keep America Great is, I don't like it as much. I liked Make America Great Again, but Keep seems very passive. Okay, and it's saying America is already great. And that's the same mistake that Hillary had, is to say, oh, America is already great. And, it's not giving American people a positive vision of the future, because most people are still unsatisfied with the current status. Whereas Andrew Yang is saying, America is not great. We have to do humanity first, and his freedom dividend, the $1,000 a month, will be beneficial to, 85 to 90% of families. And it's nonpartisan, and it's humanity first. Okay. So that's the difference. And Trump here also he realized Keep America Great is not so great, so he changed it to Promises Made, Promises Kept. So still, you're keeping something. I mean, although it sounds a little better, but it's still passive. It's still, not very forward-looking. So, yeah. So I hope that you can find the principles are actually very useful, right? For judging for which candidate has the best probability to advance. And become and win the presidency. And last but not least, let's take a quick look at the pitches. Okay, so these candidates, they also have each one has their own pitches. So let's see which ones are good and which ones are not as good. Okay, so again, we are going to apply these principles. Okay, there we go. So this one, okay, let's just in the interest of time, let's just focus on the front runners. Okay, the important ones. So Joe Biden elevator pitch is the core of values of this nation, our standing in the world, our very democracy, everything has the merit of America is at stake. Oh, first, it's too long. Second, this is saying Trump is dividing the nation, which is not okay. Which is not okay. Okay, your pitch is not okay because you are blaming Trump. You are saying, we have to do something to remove Trump. And that's personal attack. And Michael Bloomberg, we can all 4 years of President Trump's reckless and unethical actions. That's a no. No attacking. No personal attack. Okay. Cory Booker, together we will channel our common pain back into our common purpose. Together, America, we will rise. Okay, that's what you mean by we rise. It's mediocre. I mean, Pete, it's a season for bonus and it's a time to focus on the future. Okay, so that it's a season for bonus. That's praising yourself, Pete. You're saying you are very bold and it's time to focus on the future. Okay, that has some vision in it, but it's vague. You're not telling people what kind of future you're gonna bring. Yeah, so let's see. Toss together, Medicare for all is the solution we need. That sounds like Bernie Sanders, but that is a positive vision and that is some benefit that people can have, which is good. Amy Klobuchar, I'm running for every American. I'm running for you. No, Amy, that's ego. That's ego-driven. Run, Amy. Run away. Okay. Bernie Sanders. Our 2016 campaign began the political revolution. Now it is time to complete that revolution and implement the vision we fought for. Well, I explained before, Bernie is too far left. I mean, some people appreciate the vision, but some people won't. So that's it's between yes and no. Warren, okay. The man in the White House is not the cause of what is broken. It is just the latest and most extreme symptom of what's going wrong in America, a product of the rigged system that pops up the rich and powerful and kicks dirt on everyone else. Okay, he's talking about Trump, but then he's saying Trump is not the problem itself. But again, that's good. That's like Andy Yang's talking point, but you're not presenting a positive vision. You're not presenting the solutions. And Tom's diet, we know that, is based on restoring the democracy, right? Impeaching Trump, that's not good. Andrew Yang, the most direct and concrete way for the government to improve your life is to send you a check for $1,000 every month. That's the freedom dividend. That is the best. That is the positive vision. I mean, I'm saying the best because I'm with Yan. But I'm also applying. But regardless of that, if I apply the principles, even if I don't support Yan, I apply the principles. One still will find that this is the best because it's for the people, right? It's actually bringing benefits to the people. It's not ego-driven. Right, Andrew Yang is not running is not having the dying desire to become president. He wants to have the solutions. Right, as was Warren proposed, pointed out Trump is not a problem, and Andrew Yang said Trump is just a symptom. We have to cure the disease, and the freedom dividend is one of the recipes that he gave. And Trump, pretty soon we are going to be saying keep America great. Keep America great. Again, like I said, this is positive. This is kind of saying I've done a great job. Right, I've made America great again. So that's kind of ego. And then I'm going to keep America great. So please elect me. Okay, so you sense the ego there. So that pretty much sums up what I would like to convey. Okay, these principles that helps you tell which campaign has the most likelihood to succeed. Just based on the campaign logos and slogans and these elevator pitches. I hope you find it interesting and useful. Like and subscribe and comment below.